Hey, this is Danielle from Black Business Boom, and I am live today with KK Smith. And I have to tell you, KK has been one of my hairstylists for a few years now, and she is amazing. And what she really does best, in my opinion, is wedding hair. And so I was really excited to see her come out with a book that I got here, Most Beautifulest. And the book has vendors for weddings all over the country. So I'm excited to dive in, learn more about the inspiration, all the things. Welcome, KK. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Can't complain at all today. Well, tell us what inspired the book.
I've been doing weddings for a while, but in 2020 I took a break because of COVID and everything. And in 2022 I went back in. And I guess like a little bit during that time, Nashville became the bachelorette city or whatever. And that was to me that was normal, especially specifically for white people. But then I started noticing a lot of black people coming into town, and they were from like Atlanta and Washington and Phoenix. And so I was asking them, what made y'all come to Nashville? And so most of the people said the same thing. We couldn't find any vendors. So for me, the last straw was Chicago. And I was like, I know y'all got people in Chicago. What are you doing here? And so I just done that night when I got home, I done a deep dive and started like researching like different vendors. And I went down a rabbit hole, and I didn't stop till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But what I was finding was there are a lot of black vendors in all sectors. However, I couldn't really find them on Google. I found about 95% of the people I found were on Instagram. Is how I found them. And so from Chicago, I went to Georgia and then just all over. And by the time I stopped, I had like a list of 2,300 people. And now the book only has over 700 because my first idea was I was just being nosy and I was going to make a list. But then I thought that I wouldn't want someone to put my name on a list I knew nothing about. So then I started going to everyone I had listed and asking their permission if I can list them. And that's when I came up with over 700 people.
That is fantastic. That I'm sure took a lot of time and energy and work to do all that. I mean, of course, we were kind of in the pandemic, so some of us have some more time on our hands, but that's still a huge commitment and undertaking to go through all that. And I'll tell you, as someone who got married a year and a half ago now, it was a struggle for me. I was getting married in, out of state, and I was trying to specifically find Black-owned companies to patronize for my wedding in a place where there were not a lot of Black people. And so it was definitely a struggle with finding the vendors, and definitely taking the time to like vet them and, find their pages. And I mean, it was a lot. So this makes it so much easier, for someone who's getting married, but even someone who may be a wedding planner, that's trying to plan a wedding for someone in another state where they may not be well connected. So tell us some of the types of vendors that we can find in the book.
You can find almost every vendor outside of a barber, because I was looking for people that were specific, like this is what I do. I do wedding or event stuff, and this is what I do. And the only vendor that I couldn't find that this was specific what I do is barbering for weddings was barbering. So you can find hairstylists, makeup artists, wedding planners, dress designers, boutiques, DJs, people who play saxophone, like chefs, cake artists. You can find just about everybody.
That is fantastic. I love it. Now, are there plans for, what's the next book? Like, what's coming up? What's the next step? Where do we go from The Beautifulest?
So So I'm proud to say that Tennessee had the biggest list. So thank you for Tennessee. And thank you, Danielle, because when I put that request on Black Business Room on Facebook, everybody like put their name in. And so now I'm working on an event specifically for the vendors in Tennessee. So hopefully, if everything goes well, that will happen around August. And then I'm trying to see how good the book does. But the funny thing is, most of the people that I found, specifically through Instagram, they were like, "Who are you? Are you with Essence? Are you with Ebony?" Like, so they didn't really want to. The ones that didn't, most of them were like, they didn't know who I was, and so they didn't want to list. But then after they started seeing, oh, this is a actual book, like when they started seeing the post on Instagram that I was done, and it's like, are you gonna do another one? I was like, so hopefully, if everything goes well, I will do another one, and I'll start with the people who did not think I was really doing something with the book. So it was crazy.
Well, you know, we see that in our community many times where folks are like, oh, this is a real thing. Like, I didn't know you were for real, and now I'm ready to get involved. Well, oh, you're actually successful. Let me jump on board. Unfortunately, we see that from time to time in our community. And, you know, just real quick, I feel like it's important to say that it's important that we support people at the beginning of the journey, you know, and that we pour into folks and we believe folks and trust them, especially if you're not asking for them to pay for anything. You're just asking to include and support. You know, we have to start to believe in one another and support one another before it gets popular to do that. And before other people tell us that we should. And so I just felt compelled to say that in the midst of this conversation. But you know,
that's the thing. I didn't ask anyone for any money to list out, and I told everyone that I'm not asking anyone for any money because I don't know where this is going to go. But now, if it does go well, after the second one, I might ask y'all for some money.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, you know, it's an amazing book. I sat here and just breezed through it. I looked specifically at Tennessee and, you know, again, the work that it took to go into this. And not only that, I mean, you can see here, I'm going to try to show y'all, like, there are different pages highlighting different folks, you know, including pictures of their work. Here's one of, I think that's from the makeup artist. So I mean, it's really nice. Like, it's so well put together and well organized, and but also at the same time simple and easy to find what you're looking for. So I'm really, really proud of you again. I think if you are getting married, if you work with brides, you know, if you are a vendor, it makes sense to have this on hand because we are asked all the time, you know, do you know somebody who do this? Do you know somebody who does that? You know, like, even if I was sitting in the chair getting my hair done, I would love to just scroll through here and look at the folks and look at, you know, what's listed. So I urge y'all to support. Oh God, I just saw somebody's hair that was beautiful. But no, I mean, again, as someone who's gone through the process in the last year and a half, it was really hard, especially because I was out of state trying to plan, and a resource like this versus having to search hashtags and Facebook groups and posts and nobody responds. And, you know, it was a headache. So to have created something like this to make the process easier is truly appreciated. Now, KK, tell folks, how can they get the book?
You can get it two ways. You can get it from Amazon, and I wish I knew all the numbers and stuff they have for it, but I don't. But you just go to Amazon, and it's Most Beautiful List. Beautiful List is the one word. It's all together. Or you can go to my website, which is kksmith.pro, and I have it available on the website.
Fantastic. And I got to add in there that KK still does hair as well. So you can absolutely book with her. She does amazing silk presses. She does sewing. She does what's those things I got? Micro
Microlinks.
links a few years ago. Like, couldn't remember what they're called. Like, so she does a wide array of different things, but again, specializing in wedding hair and does some amazing wedding styles that you will not see somebody else walking down the aisle with. So make sure again, kksmith.pro is the website, and you can find the book there. You can also book. She's here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. KK, again, I'm so proud of you. I mean, I have continued to see you pivot and recreate your brand over the last several years. You introduced the hair perfume a few years ago, which smells amazing. I mean, she just continues to evolve and grow as a business owner, and I'm super proud of you. And again, congratulations on the book, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, well, I'll be seeing you soon. Y'all go get the book. It's on Amazon. Most Beautiful. You can't miss it. This is what it looks like. The book is thick. And there's a lot of amazing resources in here. KK, again, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.